Nobody mentioned the 432. I was at the Hot Chips conference last month at a large table full of experts in the industry, and nobody had ever heard of the Intel 432. Any comments on a very brief summary and what the lesson was?
Success has many fathers, failures an orphan. When I came to Intel, Justin had an idea for an object-oriented machine. And he made a proposal, it's called the 8800, and it was going to be the successor to the 8080. And it was an object-oriented machine, and it put software into silicon, and Gordon, who was physicist, chemist, process guy, put together a committee, and he asked you and me and Terry Optendike to come and make a proposal. And Terry said it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
He was a software guy.
He was a software guy. You said it's strong on this side and it's weak on that side. I said it goes to memory 100 times before it can add two things together. It's going to be slow as a dog. And the cache memories aren't big enough. Carver Mead was in that meeting, if you remember. And Carver, and he turned to Carver and he said, "What do you think?" And Carver said, "I think we should do it." And he funded it, and they went off and did the 8800, which became became the 8816, and then evolved into the 8032, which I renamed because I got the job of introducing it to the marketplace together with the 286.
Well,
renamed it as a 432.
I just remember a very early discussion with Justin, and it had this concept of resources. And initially, when the processor was started up, the processor owned all the resources. So now the idea is a user has to get a message to the processor to release a resource. The trouble is, you need a resource to send the message. So there was no way to get the processor started. So that problem was fixed right away. That was the first one.
It had a lot of practical problems,
Yeah.
but it was theoretically a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
But the answer is, it was way beyond ahead of its time. The amount, as they developed the chips, they had to cut back the cache sizes, and the cache sizes were too slow, and it was just, there was too much interaction, and it was like anti-risk. It was like, let's put all the complexity in the silicon, which is we know.
Can you make